Hey, this is Chris Nishijima and welcome to another episode of Travel the Open Trails. Today, we'll be covering one of the most famous and well-read classic novels of American literature, Harriet Beecher Stowe's Uncle Tom's Cabin. Uncle Tom's Cabin is set in the 1800s in the southern part of the United States of America, right before the Civil War. Now, there are quite a few people who could be considered the main characters of this story, but to me, the main characters are really Uncle Tom and Eliza's family. First, we'll talk about Eliza's family. First of all, there's Eliza and her son. Eliza is a slave, but she's also a mother. One thing that I've never gotten, probably because I'm a guy, is the concept of motherly love. Eliza is pretty much the embodiment of that idea. I mean, when you read the story, you see all the things that she does just so that she can stay with her child. She runs away, she breaks the law, she jumps from windows. And I'm not talking just first story windows, I'm talking high up windows. Now that is freaky. This isn't the only example of motherly love we see in the story. While Uncle Tom and Haley are on the ship, and Haley takes the woman's baby from her and sells him, she jumps off the ship because she lost her child. Is the bond of motherly love really so great that it's more important than your own life? Maybe that's something I'll never understand. Towards the very beginning of the story, there's a very sad scene where George is taken away from his work, his passion, his love of his life, other than his family. I don't understand what it is to be driven away from your purpose in life. I've never experienced that, but I know it must be something horrible. I mean, to have something that you literally live for, something that keeps you waking up in the morning and moves you out through your day, and then when you go to bed at night, you can think to yourself, yeah, I did a good job. I did my best. And then one day, just to have that all taken away from you must be so horrible. You have no reason to live, it feels like, I bet. Finally, there's Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom is really the embodiment of what it means to have faith in God. I mean, he was a slave. In those days, slaves weren't even really considered people at all. But he trusted in God despite how he was treated, and God always provided for him. Even when his master sold him, he didn't give up. He just kept trusting in God. He always knew that no matter what happened, God would keep him alive. And even if God didn't keep him alive, he would keep him safe. Eventually, it led him to his new master, and he was happy there. Now, anyone who's taken a U.S. history class pretty much knows why Harriet Beecher Stowe wrote this novel. It was a social commentary. She was trying to speak out against the evils of slavery in her day. Harriet Beecher Stowe was a brave woman, speaking against something that could have probably gotten her killed, actually, in those days. But she had faith in God, and that's why she knew that no matter what happened, she would be okay. Really, this kind of is just speaking to all of us as Christians. We need to stand up against the evils of our day, regardless of what everyone else thinks, regardless of what danger it can put us in. No matter what happens, we'll always be safe. We need to take the example of people before us, like William Wilberforce and Harriet Beecher Stowe, and we need to make sure that we stand for what is truly right.